Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video, we're looking at another large block fighter, and this one is called the Krait Mk.II, which you might recognise if you play Elite Dangerous. Pressing F10 and finding the Krait in the spawn menu, there it is. This thing is 1,844 large blocks, using a lot of the DLC packs. We've got Sparks of the Future, Wasteland, Frostbite, and the Decorative Blocks 1 and 2. It uses no mods, but it does have quite a few scripts on here, which is the Grand Cruise, the automatic LCD screens, simple doors, easy auto docking, and Whip's turret-based radar. So we'll give this a thumbs up, move all the way around to the very front, we'll have a quick look around the outside, then we'll have a tour of the interior and fly it around. Then we'll probably end it with a crash over in the Gyro Dragon doing Gyro Dragon stuff. Anyway, so at the very front here, this is what we get. We've got a cockpit that's just below our top part where I'm standing. The pink gravity generator you see in the background is something that I added myself because the ship does not come with one and it makes walking around it very wonky. But we can see a control seat in red right at the very front to drive this thing around. Our programmable blocks are lining up the back of it, all our scripts being kept. And yes, we'll come back to that a bit later. As we continue around the side, we're going to see some spotlights to light up the darkness. And because it's a Krait, you really won't see much on the side. It's going to be mainly at the bottom and the top. But we can see some beds to peer inside at our bridge. And we've got some hydrogen thrusters towards the back here, with an antenna sticking on the side, with an LCD screen with a logo on the very tip of our little wing. Moving all the way around to the very back here, we've got some interior turrets, some additional decoration. And this, at the very back, is what's going to push us along. So we've got 12 hydrogen thrusters with some large wheel suspensions with no wheels attached onto them. It works very well with how the thrusters have been set up, and we can see behind these windows some purple blocks. Below our thrusters, we've got ourselves some window blocks with some purple blocks sitting behind it for some additional decoration, and we can see an upside down stairs that comes all the way down onto this little walkway, which is how we're going to get in and out. There are multiple ways to get in and out. There's a cockpit at the very front, but it doesn't have an airlock, so you lose all the oxygen inside, so it's better off to use this door or the hangar bay underneath it. Yes, if we were to drop down and come underneath it, we will see the hangar bay in just a second. There's all of our thrusters to push us around, there's a connector to load this thing up with hydrogen and ammunition, got some landing gears to drop ourselves down on, and here is our hangar bay to get in and out. We can fit a fairly small ship inside here if we do want a deployable fighter or maybe even a little rover that we can deploy on a planet and go off and mine. Yes, this is the small little room if I come to the very corner. There we go. If we were to continue down and underneath and move towards the front there's some more hydrogen thrusters, which might be the same set from before. Yes, they are. And there's the landing gear at the very front. And there's a bridge. If I was to come up and above, all the way up to here where I'm standing, we're going to get some bright white blocks with another interior turret with a remote control block sitting right behind it. As we continue along towards the back at the very top here, we've got some good use of our window blocks that come all the way across over to these thrusters right here. So these thrusters have got a gate block on top of them which we can close up once we don't need them. So if we're on a planet, we can turn these off and seal them up so they're nice and protected. While flying around in space, however, you want to make sure those gates are open so you don't damage them. To the very back here, these are little thruster pods that link up to our hydrogen thrusters at the very back here. If you were to sneak our camera all the way through here, what we're going to see is a bunch of hydrogen tanks that will eventually link up to them at the very back there. Continuing along the wing here, we do have a jump drive on both sides. We can jump 4,000 kilometers with this thing. And that is basically it for the outside. So like I said, if you're familiar with Elite Dangerous, this is going to be very self-explanatory with how it's all been set up. The flat-ish top with a more rounded bottom. So what I'm going to do now is grab hold of my character and we're going to fly all the way around to the very back. We're going to get onto the catwalks and walk in towards the front. So we do have a little ladder to grab hold of in case we need to on a planet. Yes, here we are. Got a good view all the way around this place. And opening up the door will close up automatically thanks to the script. So this is what we see first of all. If we were to look up here with our jetpack, we do have a little access point to get to our hydrogen tanks. And of course to repair up any connectors if they took damage. Yes, you can always seal this up if you don't like it. So just walking around here with my light off, it is a very dark area that will eventually lead to this purplish glow, which is our hangar bay we saw earlier. We've got a connector here to connect up a small ship or vehicle onto, so they don't wobble around while we're flying. And just looking around there, we've got some doorways that'll just lead all the way around to here. So in this section right here, we are now in the airtight portion where we've got a doorway that will lead towards the back here where we can get manual access to some internal thrusters and jump drives. So it's just a nice little engineering area in case you want to do a little bit more in here. Maybe you could shove some more batteries in here if you're not too happy about it, maybe some more gyroscopes. It's entirely up to you what you want to do with these areas. Coming back through here, there's our hangar bay. Walking towards the front here, we then got a little turn off that goes to a small shower section. Then continue along towards the front there, got another set of double doors just to be sure, and this will take us to our bridge, unless of course the doors try to kill you. So this is what we get inside here. Once again, the gravity generator was placed by me to have a more smoother walking experience. Turning against the wall here, we've got a bunch of programmable blocks. Starting from this side, we have got ourselves our auto docking script. There we go, on this one, we then have our cruise control, which I'm not too sure how to use. Then moving across here, we've got ourselves a cryopod to recharge on. We've got our radar script, telling us if there's anything bad coming up against us, a medical bay to respawn on and to change our outfit, and another programmable block, which will contain the radar script, the little LCD screen over there. Turning around and looking towards the front, once again another programmable block with a small bed to sleep on. This one is the simple door script, which allows it to shut after a certain amount of time, depending on what you type in there. If you were to come all the way to the opposite side, this is going to be the automatic LCD screen script, and we also have another bed for symmetry. Turning around and coming over to this section, we've got a projector table projecting an image of the Krait Mk.II with two little chairs sitting on the side. Then moving towards the front, we've got two flight seats on the very side there, just in case you need it. You can fully control the ship, in case your co-pilot needs to take control from you for whatever reasons. Then getting out of that and moving towards the front, this is what we get. So just taking a quick look behind us, there we go. Then getting into the seats, this is the view we get. So bringing up the HUD, we only have one tab to go through. Number one is the simple one, just to turn off all the hydrogen thrusters around the ship. So if we were to come down and underneath, pressing number one, they all switch off. Number two is for our hangar bay doors at the very top. So if we were to come across to these thrusters right here, we're going to press number two, and then they'll be nice and sealed inside there. We'll simply switch off them like so, and now we're ready to dock up, and they'll be nice and protected from any oncoming fire from the top. By opening them up and turning them back on, number three is going to be for our O2H2 generator on and off. Number four is for our hydrogen tanks to stockpile on and off, and number five is for our jump drive, where we can jump 4,000 kilometers. Number 6 and number 7 is for our cruise control scripts. Now these are the ones I don't quite understand. Number 6 is to simply stop the script, so you stop the cruise control, and number 7 is to fly on a leader. Not too sure what it means, the script page wasn't too helpful, so we're just going to move past it. Number 8 is for a camera at the front there that sits slightly off from our bridge, going a view all the way forwards at the gyro dragon doing whatever the hell that is doing. And number 9 is to simply lock and unlock our landing gear. So moving it forwards, for a quick little thruster test, this is what we get. Got a nice lot of speed moving forwards thanks to all of our hydrogen thrusters. Coming to a stop, we are equally as fast, thanks to a good distribution all the way around this ship. Moving left, and then moving right, this is what we get. We've got, again, some nice speed with that. Moving down, and then moving up, again, some great speed. Wiggling my mouse around, this is what we get. We've got a surprising amount of weight on here to the point that it is dragging with the mouse. So you may want to slap on an additional gyroscope if that's what you need, if you need to be more sensitive. But for general purposes, it's perfectly fine. So what we're going to do, being there's not too much else to talk about, being it's a fantastic design. Though I was never too much of a fan of the Krait, I was always more into the Imperial ships such as the Courier or the Cutter. Yes, it is a fantastic ship, and we're going to end this with a nice slam into the gyro dragon over here with the weird blinking lights. So it's charging all the way forwards at maximum speed. There's that damn drilling thing again. The, what's it called? The clang. King Clang. Anyway, there we go. Oof. That was a big damage. We got ourselves all the way back to our programmable block. And as for damage, that's what we dealt. So we did a lot more damage to ourselves than the actual Gyro Dragon, which is quite impressive. The Gyro Dragon will probably still be able to fly around, and we can see it's still gyroing around at the back there with this little spinning section. But yes, that is it for the Krait Mk.II. It is a fantastic designed ship, and if you wish to download and play around with it yourself, there will be a link to it in the description below, as well as a link to the Skybox I am currently using. So yes, thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.